5 exercises better than walking after 60. After performing more than 12,000 joint surgeries during my career as an orthopedic surgeon, I began to notice a troubling pattern that truly surprised me. Time and again, the patients arriving in my operating room with severe knee, hip, and spine damage were often the very seniors who had been the most diligent about following conventional health advice. They walked every single day, many logging thousands of steps, wearing supportive shoes, using pedometers or smartwatches, and proudly sharing how active they stayed. Yet these were frequently the individuals facing the most advanced joint deterioration. I found myself asking the same question repeatedly: how could people who appeared to be doing everything correctly still require major surgery? As I reviewed more cases, studied the long-term outcomes, and correlated my surgical findings with emerging research, the answer became painfully clear. Walking alone is not sufficient to protect joints after the age of 60. For a significant number of people, especially those who walk extensively without complementary strength and balance training, it can actually accelerate joint breakdown, often silently, without immediate pain signals to warn them. Walking is a wonderful low-impact activity for cardiovascular fitness, mood, and general mobility, but it primarily involves repetitive loading on the same lower body joints, knees flexing and extending thousands of times per session, hips bearing weight shift after weight shift, ankles absorbing impact with every step. If the surrounding muscles, particularly the core glutes, quadriceps, upper back, and stabilizing small muscles are not adequately strong, that repetitive stress accumulates as microdamage. Cartilage thins, inflammation, builds alignment shifts, and over years the joints wear down faster than they repair. At the same time, the massive $300 billion global fitness industry continues to promote walking as the cornerstone of SeniorHealth 10,000-step challenges branded footwear designed for senior comfort activity trackers that celebrate daily mileage. While these tools have value, they rarely emphasize the critical need for full body strength, posture correction, and targeted balance work. Surgeons, physical therapists, and geriatric specialists see the downstream results: patients who met every step goal but still develop bone-on-bone arthritis, stress fractures, or degenerative disc disease severe enough to require intervention. That is exactly why I created content for the Senior Wellness Library channel. My name is Dr. Robert Thompson, and today I want to share with you 5 carefully selected movements backed by clinical experience, peer-reviewed studies, and real patient transformations that address the precise weaknesses walking overlooks. These exercises rebuild lost strength, shield aging joints, enhance stability, reduce fall risk, and help preserve independence far longer than walking by itself ever could. We will go through them one by one in a countdown format, saving what I consider the single most impactful movement for last. Each one is simple, requires minimal or no equipment, can be done safely at home, and is appropriate for most people over 60, even those who have been sedentary or who live with mild arthritis or previous injuries. Always check with your own physician before beginning any new exercise program, especially if you have balance issues, recent surgery, or chronic conditions. Let's begin with number 5, wall push-ups. Wall push-ups may sound too gentle to matter, but they are among the safest and most effective ways to rebuild upper body strength after 60 strength that walking completely ignores. As we age, sarcopenia, age-related muscle loss, affects the chest, shoulders, arms, and core far more rapidly than many realize because daily life rarely challenges those areas intensely. Pushing open heavy doors, rising from deep chairs without using hands, catching yourself during a stumble, carrying shopping bags, even hugging grandchildren, all rely on upper body power. Yet regular walking provides virtually zero stimulus for these muscle groups. In one well-designed study of adults aged 60-plus participants who performed modified push-ups, wall or knee variations 3 times per week increased upper body strength by 34% in just 8 weeks. The comparison group that only added more walking improved by a modest 7%. That's nearly a 5-fold difference in functional gain. Wall push-ups engage multiple large muscle groups simultaneously: pectorals for pushing, force anterior deltoids, and rotator cuff muscles for shoulder stability, triceps for elbow extension, and the deep core transversus abdominis, obliques multifidus for spinal control. When these fire together, posture improves, fall recovery becomes easier, and everyday tasks feel lighter. How to do them: stand approximately an arm's length from a solid wall. Place both palms flat on the wall at roughly shoulder height and shoulder width apart. Keep feet hip-width core lightly braced. Bend elbows to slowly lower your chest toward the wall until your nose is close but not touching, then press firmly back to start. Perform 8 to 15 controlled repetitions, 2 to 3 sets. To make it easier, stand closer to the wall. To increase challenge, step farther back. Breathe out as you push in as you lower. One patient, Margaret, 68, a retired school teacher, told me she had stopped baking because opening jars hurt her wrists and shoulders. She walked 3 miles daily but felt weak all over the top. After 4 weeks of daily wall push-ups starting at 10 reps, she returned beaming. Not only could she twist lids effortlessly, she was lifting her 4-year-old grandson without wincing. Small movement, life-changing outcome. Bonus benefit: loading the arms and shoulders stimulates osteoblasts, helping maintain or modestly increase bone density in the wrists, arms, and upper spine regions. Osteoporosis frequently targets. Now let's move to number 4, chair squats. The exercise I believe has the single greatest influence on long-term independence. Every time you stand up from a toilet, from an armchair, exit a car, or step onto a low porch, you perform the exact pattern chair squats train. The prime movers are the quadriceps front thighs, which research shows can decline by 30 to 40% between ages 50 and 80 without resistance training. That rapid loss is a leading contributor to dependency, difficulty standing without arm support, fear of low seats, avoidance of stairs. Chair squats rebuild those exact muscles safely because the chair acts as a fail-safe. You never fall below a supported position. Studies tracking seniors doing controlled chair stands report over 40% improvement in sight-to-stand speed and power, plus a 38% reduction in mobility, disability risk over 2 years. Key technique: controlled eccentric lowering phase. Sit near the front edge of a firm, armless chair, feet hip-width, toes slightly forward. Cross arms over chest, no pushing with hands. Lean slightly forward from the hips, chest tall. Press through heels, squeeze glutes, and stand fully upright. Then reverse lower slowly over 3 to 5 seconds until you lightly touch the seat. Don't collapse. That slow descent is eccentric loading, which research shows produces superior muscle hypertrophy and strength gains in older adults while minimizing cardiovascular demand. Start with 5 to 8 repetitions. Build gradually. One grandfather I treated, Robert, 71, used armrests to stand and avoided floor play with grandchildren because he feared he couldn't rise. 3 months of consistent chair squats changed that. He was back on the carpet building block towers, laughing independent again. This movement strengthens quads, glutes, hamstrings, and spinal stabilizers in concert, creating a powerful lower body engine for walking, stair, climbing, and balance recovery. Number 3, the single leg stand, perhaps the simplest yet most predictive exercise for longevity and fall prevention. Balance is trainable at any age. The Mayo Clinic's landmark research revealed that inability to stand unaided on one leg for 10 seconds correlates with roughly double the all-cause mortality risk over the subsequent 7 years, even after adjusting for age, BMI, and chronic diseases. Why? Because single-leg balance integrates vestibular, inner ear, visual proprioceptive joint position, sense, and neuromuscular systems. When any weak and fall risk skyrockets. How to practice. Stand beside a sturdy counter or chair back for light fingertip support if needed. Shift weight fully to one leg, lift the other foot 2 to 6 inches off the floor, knee slightly bent. Hold steady for 10 to 30 seconds per side. If difficult, begin with 3 to 5 seconds in progress. Variations: eyes closed removes vision. Head turns, side-to-side challenges. Vestibular input or tandem stance later. Meta-analyses show daily balance practice cuts fall rates by 24 to 36%. Improved balance also accelerates comfortable walking speed, the so-called 6th vital sign that predicts future disability, cognitive decline, and survival. Patient Dorothy, 74, suffered a minor shopping fall that shattered her confidence. She withdrew from social outings. 6 weeks of daily single-leg stands, progressing to eyes closed, restored her steadiness. She joined a senior hiking club and told me, "I feel like I reclaimed 10 years. Number 2, resistance band, rose the posture rescue exercise. Forward head posture, and thoracic kyphosis, rounded upper back, creep in from decades of desk work, driving phone use. This hunch compresses lungs, reducing vital capacity, strains, neck muscles, alters, center of gravity, increasing sway, and accelerates spinal degeneration. Resistance band rows specifically strengthen the scapular retractors rhomboids, middle/lower trapezius, rear deltoids muscles that pull shoulders back and down, opening the chest. Set up anchor a light to medium resistance band at waist height, door anchor table leg. Sit or stand tall, hold ends, arms extended. Pull elbows back, squeezing shoulder blades together. Imagine pinching a pencil between them. Pause 1 second, release slowly. 10 to 15 reps, 2 to 3 sets. Patient Allen, 73, arrived with chronic upper backache and visible forward slump. He thought it was just old age. 2 months of rows, 3 times weekly, shoulders realign. Pain dropped dramatically, breathing deepened. Friends commented, he looked taller and younger. Strong posterior chain reduces neck strain, improves lung function, and enhances balance and lowers fall likelihood. Finally, number 1, heel raises, calf raises, the most underrated powerhouse for seniors. Your calf muscles, gastrocnemius and soleus, function as a peripheral venous pump. Each contraction squeezes veins, propelling blood upward against gravity, critical for reducing ankle/leg swelling, supporting arterial flow, and preventing stasis-related issues. Weak calves contribute to shuffling gait, poor push-off, unstable ankles, and compensatory knee overload, accelerating patellofemoral arthritis. How to hold a countertop or chair back. Rise onto toes as high as comfortable hold, 1 second at top, lower, slowly over 2 to 3 seconds. 12 to 20 reps. Progress to single leg when ready. Benefits cascade stronger. Push-off improves stride length and speed. Better ankle stability reduces tripping. Offloaded knees experience less compressive force. Enhanced circulation decreases edema. Patient Elena, 76, loved gardening, but stopped because uneven ground felt treacherous. Kitchen heel raises while waiting for the kettle. 6 weeks later, she was back weeding confidently, ankles steady, confidence restored. These 5 movements, wall push-ups, chair squats, single leg stands, resistance band rows, heel raises, are deliberately uncomplicated because sustainability matters more than complexity. You do not need a gym, expensive gear, or hours daily. Start small, 1 minute per exercise. Consistency compounds. Your body retains remarkable plasticity even into the 80s and 90s. I have witnessed octogenarians regain stair climbing ability. Nonagenarians walk steadier. Patients in their late 70s return to hobbies they mourned as lost. Information is only the spark. Action lights the fire. My challenge to you: choose one movement today, perhaps the one that addresses your biggest current limitation, and perform it for just 60 seconds. Notice how your body responds. That small win often ignites momentum. If this resonated, if you feel a glimmer of hope or clarity, please share the video with a loved one who might benefit. Subscribe to Senior Wellness Library and turn on notifications. We post practical, evidence-informed guidance every week to help you age with strength, dignity, and joy. This is Dr. Robert Thompson signing off. Take that first step today. Your future self will thank you. Thank you for spending this time with me. Stay well, stay moving, and I'll see you in the next video.